Here, back at you here. DayTraderRockStar here. Second part of the video. As we can see, the market has pulled back there now since our exit. And I think it was a pretty smart move. Actually back underneath the closing price where we got out of that last trade. But I wanted to point out another scenario here that we pay attention to. This could be added to it, maybe a secondary video. We have this slight little pullback right here. You can see the underlying trend line. It's slow, little gradual pullback, and it's not that big. I want to put a top trend line in here just to kind of show you the direction. Slowly making a lower low. We zoom out here. It's not much here. We had this channel breakout. We had the triggers here, the tradeometer triggers, both here and here. I didn't put the second one in. But now what we have here is just another observation. Remember, I like to map out the markets as it plays tick by tick, and we take a look at some of the signals underneath. And it's not an exact signal, but we do have that slight downward channel, and we had this rotation back, got oversold. This is rotating back, and this seems to be holding here, slightly holding above 60. It's not holding above 80, but I wanted to see if we actually, back here, we actually were starting to see it. It wasn't never really a back above 80 here. It seems to be holding, trending underneath, just underneath 80, like that 80 line to be held for this stronger trend to start to take place. But over time and experience, you're going to realize that these downward channels, especially in this, the best place to get a breakout of a downward channel is on the lower trend line. And usually we do that when the stochastics get into an oversold level back down here. And we also like when that slow stochastic maintains, a level above 80 or around 80. But in some cases, you can start to read into it. Like, all right, well, it's not above 80, but it's relative. It's hanging in there versus the pullback here. So it's something out there that you can pay attention to. It looks better for a pop here. We're actually going to take a look at that cash chart. But it's not an HPS setup where I would actively try to take a guess on this, because I know when it does hold above 80, we have a fast rotation, that works out 90% of the time. So that's, of course, I want to take that trade. This is more of a gamble, saying, well, I'm starting to see something here, but it's not the exact setup. And as you can see, it is, it's just, that's the trader's mentality. You always want to make money. The market's here for us to make money, so why can't we make money every opportunity? So even though it's not a high probability setup, it is pointing to maybe a little pop here. Coming up. I just want to let you play this out. And then actually what we want to look underneath, I'm actually doing a scan. I just have to remember we're at the Libya or at the Liberty Global. Doing some scans right now. But if we take a look at that 5-minute chart on the S&P, that original bounce. And what happened is we got oversold. Look at how we got oversold here. We tagged down. We started rotating back down a little. Now this is rotating down. And this is, like I said, it's starting to, it feels like it's holding up okay. It's just, I wouldn't get too much into it. I probably shouldn't even waste time on the video on this thing, except, just trying to, find the next setup. But there's no setup here, so we'll just continue on. Now, if we have a divergence here, which we might have a divergence right now, all of a sudden we might actually have a divergence. So hold the horses. Hold the horses here. Let's see here. And what happened is you can see this. You can see this low here, and then this higher low being put in. I'm going to take this shot here.
Order filled.
I'm going to go in and fast here. I'm in right now. I'm going to bring it up over here. So we're just in here. And again, this is really just based off of a small little downward little channel, but we're seeming to be showing a little consolidation now. and a little divergence between some other things here. I was going to put that in like that. Now what you're seeing here, and actually, you see that little low candle right here? You see that low? We took out this low. This low right here on the price matches up with this low underneath the 20. Then we spiked down a little lower, and then we turned back up. So we had a lower low and a higher low. Pure divergence on this. And this is, we just happen to be looking at it. And again, you can see it clearer down here on the Medved chart, I believe. That big candle flushed out, took out the lows, but held above the recent lows. Or the stochastics held up above that 20 line. So let's get this going here. So I'm up $12 now. And again, if we could do 20, 25, I only did one contract on this. 200 period moving average right above us. I wouldn't look for too much out of this. Again, if we get a fast rotation up to that 80, I might just take that off. But it was giving us a divergence. And that's the reason why we want to take that, And sometimes you could put that bracket order in. If they have that bracket order, but I like to just manage it because, as you can see, we're getting extended here quickly. Getting back up towards that 80 line. And then once we hit that and we don't get any further, it can easily turn back down and just kind of rotate back down. So that's why we want to sometimes just keep the finger on the trigger here. There we go. 25, 1250. 25, 1250. Come on, a little bit further. Now we've hit that 80 level there. All right, we'll hit that. I could take that 1250 and run with it right now. Once we get a little pop here, and we could take it off with 25 pure on this. We need to get there. We go.
Order filled.
All right. So we got 25 on it. Another $25. So up to 75 minus commissions. And again, the reason I rather take that off is because that's the business plan. That's our trading business plan. Our business plan is once we recognize the divergence, take it. Once it gets overbought, that divergence has played its part. We might not got a lot of might not get a lot. We might not get anything, but it's just easy enough to see that signal and say, all right, I'm not going to deal with the flush unless, of course, we have some other things that are telling us we might go higher. And that, again, we refer back to the bigger time frames. But in this case, I did see that divergence standing right in front of it when we saw that divergence. I didn't even get in the best. Well, I got a pretty good entry there because we were right on top of it. So we got a good thing. We got a little pop. The divergence worked out. The divergence typically works out when it's have a divergence. You break out of the underlying channel that we're in, and then we take it off as you get over that 80 level. Now look what happened. Got off, and now look at this. It's already starting to pull back here. I want to pause this now, and then we'll see if we can come up with another trade opportunity. Now, the 200 period moving average is right above us, too. And that is something we'd like to tag.
Resources, more activity, September 2.
Right, I'm fine with this. Fine with this, This is exactly how you want to be steady, calm, collected, collecting the money. And just waiting for a signal, taking it, moving on, waiting for the next signal. All right, interesting setup that happened right here. Even though we took ours off, we watched this market chop around, and then what happened, we came back up and we tested that high. And in the process of testing that high, I pointed out that divergence that got us in on that long right here, and the reason we got out. And then lots of times we'll see a divergence happen, then we'll see another a reversal divergence on the other side. It almost looks like that. It almost looks like and there it is. It's just triggered a double bottom or a double top divergence where we have original high, stochastics trading over the 80 line. We pull back a little. Stochastics pull back under the 80 line. Market here pushes back up to new highs, or the higher than the previous high where the divergence started. That's stage one of the divergence. But it is just as powerful if it just holds a double top. As long as we get to the double top area, it could be higher, but double top in some cases is just as strong. I always talk about that. Then the stochastics fail to get back up to that 80 line. So you have a double top divergence, but this is this right here is what you're paying attention to. That lower high on that. So momentum. And you can see the market there chop back down a little. Now this is a little choppy, to really, you're not going to be able to get in on every single setup here and try to take a tick, 2 ticks. You drive yourself crazy. Probably lose your hair while you're at it. But anyway, just wanted to point out, we're still waiting for that next good setup. I'll put it back on pause. But I think we did the right thing. Just, again, understanding the divergence setup, a channel breakout, take it off as it rotates back above 80. Wait for the next setup. This happens to be a little sell side divergence. I just wanted to show it to you. It is pulling back, but we're kind of stale right now with the 5-minute here, kind of neutral. The slow stochastic here on the low end, kind of neutral. I mean, the 200 period moving average right above us and lows right below us. So this is a good area to sit back here, enjoy your last 2 profitable trades, and let a better setup come towards you. Or wait for a tradeometer, which, of course, the tradeometer has been perfect. Well, since we've taken that 11:30 12, but nothing else has come out from the tradeometer on the ES. Now I pay attention to the ES tradeometer. We did have a little NQ sell signal here. It did break down. Remember, these are order entries for short scalps. So each one of these are going to be entry levels, but it also reminds you this is based off your criteria to get out on your fast rotation of the stochastic. So that would have been a perfect one. This one, of course, no problem. We took that one. This one would have worked too, as it dropped back down. It was a decent enough pullback on the NQ, 2-point pullback, not a big pullback. But again, I'm not paying attention to the NQ on that one or the YM. It's all about the ES here. And there's your divergence breakdown here. A nice divergence breakdown happening right now. So again, I could have taken that. It is a pure divergence, and then when you rotate back down to the 20 line, then you would say, all right, I've gotten enough on that. You might have already gotten enough on it already. Take a look at that 5-minute chart just to kind of always update you on that 5. Nothing really showing up on the 5 is also divergence. Might see that better on the other screens here.
Rambot 1-minute buy signal.
Yeah, well, you see that 5 minutes just kind of rolled over. Again, flat day. S&P's down 3, Dow's down 34, Nasdaq's up 2. Pretty flat on the 5-minute though. You can see just grinding along here. Not much going on, but from what it is, we're taking we're finding little scraps here and there. We'll come back. All right, one last update here. You can hear those crickets in the background. And what happened was we came back down, and we actually put in a nice double bottom divergence here. I mean, we came back here, tested the lows. We take a look at that. Let me see here. We take a look at that 9.3 stochastic level, and you can see we actually held above that 20 line. We came down here, that low, the double bottom low here. We actually held up, and you can hear the crickets coming right when we kind of tagged that line on the 14.3 on the bottom. It's not a bad setup. I just want to point it out before I start the official watch list. I just when you trade in the futures, you end up watching waiting for a good setup. I don't know. I didn't take this position or anything. I just noticed it starting to move back up, and we had to
take the thing off the.
Oh my God, that was Paul. So that's it. But hope you enjoyed a couple of these videos talking about the ES. We had 2 good setups on the day so far, and the day's still young. So I might try to get another video out there if we do see something that lines up and it's good. But tradeometer set up here, nice little move up. The some other things here happening, and nice little moves. So let's see here what we have. Again, the tradeometer set up here, which was also kind of a little divergence early on. But this was a clear divergence back here and a little downward and a nice little pop. And you can see we chopped back. We actually came down close to lows, and we just got that, almost what we call a triple stochastic rotation here. All 3 time frames, getting back into an oversold level. And that was a 5-minute setup. So we did rotate back up. And I'll leave you with this. And there's some new setups. I got some great setups. I've been doing research here. I just took a couple positions in the members room here, and those are actually looking pretty good. We actually just get a little 5-minute bullish or 1-minute bullish candle here. But the thing to remember is just being on the right side of the short-term momentum if you're scalping. Yeah, especially the triple stochastic setup here. It's a triple stochastic setup. When we get oversold, all 3, and we start to rotate back up, you have that momentum to the upside. When you get all 4 overbought, you have the momentum to the downside. When you see divergences, that's our really go-to trade. Candles are working out good. A little bullish engulfing pattern right there showing up on the chart. And then it's off to the races. So have a great one, and I'll see you Monday. I'm going to get to the watch list. Don't forget to become a member of Day Trading Radio to get all the good information and actually get the updated setups here that are going into next week. I'll see you Monday.